Women are indeed like diamonds. That's the word from Becca. Now, thank you for joining us back here on Hello Nigeria. We have our guest, a woman Wednesday here. Her name is Tinuke Adenola Abisola. She's a lawyer and a member of the International Educational Management Network. She's also one of the organizers of Edufe Nigeria, a virtual assistant for all kinds of vocational and educational bodies. Please make welcome our woman Wednesday for today. Thank you for joining us.
Nice to have you on the show.
My learned colleague, please shake me. You know, when two lawyers and one layman are seated on a set,
oh dear,
it's going to be a fantastic conversation.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about you being a lawyer, and now you're doing so. Are you a practicing lawyer?
Yes.
You're a practicing lawyer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, before we get to exactly what we're talking about,
Okay.
let's talk about you. What made you decide to study law?
Initially, when I started studying law, like when I was in 100 level, what really prompted me was that I thought about it that many people, underprivileged people, don't have the resource to actually go to court. Like I realized that, okay, maybe I could do pro bono and things like that. So that was actually what motivated me all through schooling.
That's one.
Generally.
But what
so
would
how
you?
did you
Okay.
move from law and your passion for education? There's always a saying that if you educate a girl child, you educate a whole community.
Yes.
How did you get into this?
I think it's just that part of me that wants to help people, because I feel the problem we have in Nigeria basically is education. We don't have knowledge of so many things, and for children growing up, they really need education, and it's key.
Foundation is very key.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about you deciding to study law. Was it something that you always wanted, or was it something that your parents had a great influence on? I'm saying this because of the conversation we had on air, which we will definitely talk about.
Yeah.
So was it your parents' influence, or was it something you solely decided upon?
I would say, I guess so. Because initially I was in science class, and I always wanted to be a doctor. Like I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. Then got to a point, physics was like a problem for me. And my dad told me, he said, you know what, if you can't be in science class, maybe you just be a teacher. And I'm like, I can't be a teacher yet. Let me study law. He said, no, you can't study law. Then it was later in life I realized that he was using reverse psychology on me. He just wanted a situation whereby I would say, okay, I will go for law instead of going for education. So that's how I ended up studying.
And do you think now that parents should actually have a major say in what their children study? Because there are many children that will tell you, I've had people send me messages saying, oh, my mom wants me to be an engineer or a doctor. I don't want to be that. I want to be something else.
I have a microbiologist friend. He wanted to study medicine. He's a producer today, and he's not using one atom of microbiology. Microbiology is not making 1 naira for him.
Exactly. So do you think parents should have like 90%, or like how much influence should parents have in the choice or in the career choices of their children?
I think parents should just allow kids be. Because nowadays we have a lot of budding entrepreneurs, and they are doing very well. So I think we should let a child be a blogger or a dancer or a DJ and just let them be.
Okay.
And it's good to nurture and spot them from a young age.
Yes.
You do you do a lot of educational work, and also with a focus on vocations. What are those telltale qualities and signs that you can look at and say, you know what, this guy will be a good businessman, will be a good importer and exporter?
Yes. For instance, okay, there's a boy, he just loves drawing. He just say, Mommy, let me draw you. So from there, it may not be perfect now, but you can just like, okay, take him to like all these creative schools like Omolai or creative workshop, and just let them nurture him, teach him to do something great.
And that's exactly what you're doing now. You have like something called the Edufair. Tell us about it.
Okay, Edufair is a fair for academics and vocational education in Nigeria. Okay, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a platform where educationists, there won't be a barrier between academics and vocational education. Because
they would both be equally respected.
yes, there won't be a barrier saying, okay, you are a professor and you just make hats and you're nothing. So there won't be a barrier between both. And it's just we're creating a platform where we can be advocates for empowering youths and education generally in Nigeria.
And even the vocation, doing it the proper way. Because if you look at other climes, if you're plumbers in the UK, mechanics, they earn more than university degree holders here in this country. So there's no shame in it. It's dignity of labor. If you want to be a plumber, be the best in whatever you do.
Which is why I also mentioned, I asked her the question about how much influence parents should have in their children's career choices. Because we see a child going to university, spending years, spending money, coming out and decide to pick up a vocation.
How much
because
influence did your parents have in yours? Choice?
Right from when I was a child, I always wanted to be...
talk.
Yes, I loved talking. So I wanted to be a lawyer. You know, I always said I wanted to be a lawyer. But at the same time, I would mimic newscasters. You know, I would pick up newspapers and pretend. I thought they used to cram everything. So I would cram like a paragraph and face the TV screen and start reciting everything. I didn't know what these things were until I got to my senior secondary school. So there was a conflict. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a journalist. It was so difficult. So when I bought my JAMB form, I didn't know what to feel. I said, Mommy, I want to be a lawyer, but I want to study mass communication. And my mom said to me, she said, I think you have the natural giftings of a mass communicator, which is something you can develop on your own. You cannot develop being a lawyer. So why not go to school, get the law degree? Then if you come out and decide, you know what, I don't want to practice this law, that way you already have the law degree and you can now work on being a mass communicator. And that's exactly what happened. And it was the best advice I got. So I feel parents can guide. My mom didn't insist. She suggested to me. I thought it made sense. And at some point, I actually wanted to practice law. You know, when I was in my court attachments and chamber attachment, after seeing all the suffering, I said, no, I can't suffer like this and not practice this law. But hey, here we are. So when is your Edu Fair happening? Where, when, and how can people get to be a part of it?
24th of June at TBS is Olivia Hall.
Okay.
So from 9 a.m. to 5.
So what should we expect, and parents, and whose attendance open to?
Okay, open to everyone. Everyone. For instance, you're a business owner, you want to come and showcase, it's fine. You're an entrepreneur, you want to come and show your skills.
Are they coming to showcase for free?
No.
All right.
So
no, you buy a stand. You buy a stand. So, but
all right. How can people get in touch with you? Those who want to be a part of it, one way or the other.
Okay. We can call the numbers.
Or do you have a website, social media handle?
Yes, we do.
Okay, that's fine.
We do.
What's the social media handle?
At EduFair NG.
Okay.
2017.
At EduFair NG 2017.
Yes.
All right.
That's for Instagram.
So we're all invited. Anyone who wants to be a part of it. It's just a way to showcase people to. You're creating a balance between education and vocation.
Yes.
One shouldn't be preferred over the other. Both of them have equal value.
Yes.
You know, and both of them should. People who are involved in both should be treated with as much respect because they are both money earners. In fact, in this day and age, people will tell their children, leave school, go and play football. Your mates are playing football.
Exactly.
See Davido.
Exactly.
There's some makeup artists that make him a lot of money.
Exactly, and our makeup artist, our head makeup artist here studied mathematics and statistics,
Wow.
and she's our head makeup artist. But thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
and
you
all
for
the best
having
with your
me.
event.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Tinuke, Adenola, Abisola. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll be wrapping things up here in Hello Nigeria. Please stay with us.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.